Okay, welcome back to TuneHype.com. I wanted to tell you guys about, in this video, what is a marketing strategy and why do you need one? All right, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you won't miss out on anything in the future. We already got 10,000 artists that's already joined on the website. We're getting ready to get them to come over to the TuneHype YouTube. And it's just a matter of time before everybody comes. So get in early because we got a lot of contests and things like that. So you might as well hit the subscribe button now. Smash that like button so we can get this out to everybody else. And drop a comment and let me know if there's any questions that you want to learn about your music and how to promote it, or any type of questions and strategy wise. Anything that you might have been stuck on as an artist, you might have wanted to know how to do. Go ahead and drop a comment below. All right, guys. So let's get started. So what is a music marketing strategy and why do you need one? Now, the definition of a music marketing strategy is that it is a marketing plan designed to increase the knowledge and sales of an artist's music, meaning you or any artist, singer, rapper. So this plan is something that we make up, that it's like a plan, like a bunch of sequence ideas that will come together to eventually cause you to sell more records and more spins, get more streams on your music. Usually an artist has many marketing strategies over the course of his career because music trends evolve, and because an artist does not need to promote all of his events or songs at the same time. So most times, in most cases with marketing, a normal product or business or person looks at customers first and then create a product to fit those needs to make sales. But with music, it's opposite. Because with music, the artist already has the music. And so then we have to figure out who the audience is, and for that particular music genre, and the music marketing strategies then match the artist's music with the audience. So because artists are not guaranteed a large matching audience with their music, is one of the largest challenges in the music marketing strategies. So it's like, we can't guarantee that we're going to be able to find somebody who can match your audience. So like when you make a song, we don't know exactly who's going to like that song. That's the difference between music being promoted and marketed versus a product. With a product, like I said earlier, a product, you already did the marketing research before you created the product. Or at least most cases you should have, right? So if you're gonna make a product, you would have already figured out who the target audience was for that product and make sure that people needed it before you even started making that product. And then that's the total difference, because with music, you went in the studio, you're being creative. You didn't have any idea what you were gonna make. You just went in there. I mean, do you go in there and say, all right, I'm about to make a song that only 17-year-olds and up to 30-year-olds would like. This song is gonna be mostly for females and girls that's this height. They're tall, they got long hair. Make sure when I make the video that I'm gonna make sure I got these exact elements in it. No one's doing all of that. So at the end of the day, when you make the song, you're in the studio, you're actually just coming up with a song based on how it sounds, and your creativity matches the beat and making sure that the song actually makes sense. Then after you make a hit record, or however, once you make a song that's catchy and it's actually got a meaning to it, then you come back and then you reach out to us, and then we say, well, all right, well, look, let me listen to the song. And then I try to figure out who exactly is going to like the song, and we test the markets and see, who's going to like it. Now, luckily with music marketing, there's a couple different strategies we could use, such as DJs can also test the market in different, they have different markets. They play the music in different areas to see what the response is to those areas. So like we can figure out who is actually responding to the record and what their feedback is. And then the DJs also let us know if they like the record too, if they feel like they know their audience would like it or not. So if they don't like it, if they be like, oh, this ain't for my audience, then we pretty much know that. Now, TuneHype has this service where we can send your music out to DJ pools for you. So if you want to reach out to us for that, we'll leave a link in the description where you can order the DJ pool service, where we'll just send your music out to all the DJs that we have. We have a lot. We have thousands of DJs. So you can send your music out to test the market. And then once we test that market, once we figure out who's liking your music, and that means they play your music in radio and they play your music in different spots just so they can figure it out. So once we figure out who likes your music, then we can actually take that data and then we can target that same people with social media campaign. We can target those people with our marketing devices, Instagrams and Facebooks and stuff like that, as well as looking for playlists on Spotify that would actually match that same audience as well. So once we find a song, you got a song, and say, you come to me. If you have a decent amount of budget and you have a decent amount of time ahead of time before you want to release your record. In other words, like I said in my last video, want to be where you at least giving the record a couple months in advance before you release it, so that we can have time to actually look into who is the audience for your record. What a lot of artists do, they come to us the last minute. They be like, all right, the song's already out. Now, can you push this for me? And it's like, yeah, we can push it, but you do realize that it's different types of push. There's the, I only got $20 push. There's the, we got $300 push. There's the, we got $5,000 push. Well, if you had so much money to work with, you would come early and then you would work it out to where we would try to figure out who the audience is ahead of time, so that when we do a push, if it actually reaches as many people as possible and they would actually respond to the record, so that the record can actually catch on. Whereas if we push the record to just a million people, if we just say, all right, look, we got 1 million people, we're just gonna push the record. Well, that'll help us figure out if people like it or not. Right. So like that's kind of like with the $100, $200 push is like, we submit your music to our playlist, and then we basically push that to 1 million people. And then after that, we just find out if people like it or not. It doesn't tell us who they are, because on social media, without knowing, you really don't know exactly who likes it. We just know that they like it. Like if we use our Twitter accounts and stuff like that and push it, then we just get a whole bunch of feedback. And if people like it, we know that they like it. That's great. But if you want to know exactly who likes it, then we have to give it to the DJ pools. We have to give it to the DJs and put it on the radio, test different markets, figure out which market actually likes it, and then do it in that order. Because then that way we're not just shooting blind, you know what I mean? So that's what a marketing plan is. And a lot of times artists don't really want to do it that way because they're not organized to that extent. A lot of artists they're just not organized. They just want to drop music. It's fun to them. Just go to the studio, make the songs, drop it. But you have to be organized, because this is a business. You want to promote the product, and you want somebody to actually listen to it, and you want to garner a bunch of streams and actually get your numbers up, your monthly listeners. Then you actually have to sit down with a marketer like us and have us really sit there and work the record. And we have a lot of different methods to do that. But like I said, it all comes down to different budgets, different sizes, and different time frames. Because a lot of artists, they don't necessarily have a lot of time. They have a meeting coming up or a show they finna do, and they just be wanting to rush. A lot of times it's always a rush job. This is one of the reasons why I say music videos, every client I work with, I always say, why don't you start with a music video? And the reason why I like to use YouTube to promote the music is because the YouTube can help us get a lot of the demographics figured out, the audience. We can actually figure out who the audience is real quickly with tools like YouTube, because YouTube has these analytics that's built into YouTube are very, very sophisticated. I mean, Google spent a ton of money. Like SoundCloud and these other guys, they got the same type of stuff, but they just don't have enough people on their platforms to really figure it out. And any platform where you plan on figuring out who the audience is best for you, you want them to have the most amount of people. So Facebook is kind of one of those places where you could do that. But I just don't like it because you got to spend so much money trying to figure out the answers to that. There's also a service. There's also some radio services that I'm going to make some videos about that you can use. And those radio services will, put your music out in different markets and test your music, and then let you know who the fans that like your music and what other music they like. So you can kind of get an idea of who's listening to your music. But like I said, until you get a big enough audience, you won't really be able to get the information you need. So that's why I like to use YouTube, because if you make a music video, we can push that video, and then we can slowly figure out who exactly likes that video, who's actually watching the video, how much of the video they're watching, and where they're watching it from, so that we can get an idea of who actually resonates with your content. And that's kind of one of the things that is a very powerful tool, but really you can only get that like with YouTube. And some of the other, services like Spotify, they do have analytics in the artist panel. You can obviously use that as well. But like I said, a lot of this stuff is based on trying to test the market and find out what's going to happen. And it takes a lot of time, guys. Like a lot of people, they want to go viral and they want to get their song to be a hit record the second they release it. And it's kind of like you need at least 6 to 7 or 8 months of pushing this same single record until we can figure out all the data and then figure out who to target. And then we can get placements with the right playlist. And then we can get placements on the right blogs. And then we can get, you on the right radio stations and radio interviews so that they can push you in those markets so that everything can catch on. You see what I mean? So it's like a lot to it. It's so much to it. And then, so anyway, I hope you like this video, man. If this is informative, let me know in the comments below. Drop a question if you have one. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, smash that bell button, okay? All right, I got to talk to you guys later on the next one. Peace.